going on YouTube? It is Justin the Legend Rodriguez here, and we have a deck profile for you today. We have an Agent deck profile, the one that I've been using for quite some time right now, and I'm pretty happy the way it's developing, even though, one second, Itachi. Um, even though the way this format is, with dragons and spellbooks, black wings, and all that, I still think agents are a pretty solid deck, and that I think that it's just as I said in my last video, it's very on the look, it's very underestimated, and there's different ways that you can just go about playing the deck. All right, so I have my Itachi here. He's my buddy, he's my dog. All right, and here we go. To start things off, we have the triple Master Hyperion. He's a boss monster of the deck. You can just banish an agent anywhere from your hand, field, or graveyard, and you can special summon him. And you can just banish a fairy, an agent, you can banish any fairy. Sorry, I'm tired. You can banish any fairy from the graveyard to destroy a card on the board. Also, he's a level 8, so he's a good rank 8 play and a good trading target if you're about that life. Next up, we have my most favorite card of the deck, monster-wise. It's the Agent of Earth, Agent of Mystery Earth. And what she does is that when she's normal summoned, you get to add any agent card. Normally, since the way I play this deck, I always grab Agent of Creation Venus, and the way I use her to set up a lot of plays. Like today in tournament, I went up against this dude who was playing the Blue Eyes, the Saga of the Blue Eyes deck, and he was like a new person, but the way things went down was that he left this on the board for me to do my plays. Like, if I have this with a set called the Haunted with protection for her, I basically have game, because what I did was I made a Mistworm. First I did Venus effect. I paid 15 to get out my 3 Shine Balls. Then I overlaid one of them to a Daigusto Phoenix. I activated the effect to have Daigusto Phoenix attack twice. And then I did Call the Haunted with since I had one extra Shine Ball on the board, I did Call the Haunted to bring out my spare one of the Shine Balls from the graveyard, and I made a Gachi Gachi. And then I banished one of the agents, I think it was this one, to bring out a Master Hyperion, and he had 4 cards on the board, 3 back row and 1 set monster. So and then I just banished 1 fairy to destroy the monster, because I already returned the 3 back row with Mistworm, and that was game right there. So that's pretty happy, and that's because of her. She's the best. She's the tuner, level 2. It's awesome. Army Arm, Gachi Gachi, Daigusto Phoenix, and Herald the Orange, Herald the Pure Light. Herald the Pure Light's a very good card, especially in late game when you have a BLS, Chaos Sorcerer, Arsenal, Christia, anything, anything big in your graveyard that you need right now for game. It's right there. All right, next up we have the triple Agent of Creation Venus. This is basically the second monster that makes the plays, Gachi Gachi, Phoenix, all that noise. All you have to do is just pay 500 life, and that's it. And if your opponent has the Veiler or the Maxi, then they have it. What are you gonna do? Next up we have the triple Shine Balls. I like these things because normally, depending on the situation, I only bring out 2 if they're being brought out through Venus, because I don't really like paying 15 for 3 just for the third one to get tarantulled. So it's whatever. Plus, most of the time I have one in my hand, and I don't want to lose a card out of my hand, because I will have a Herald of Orange Light, and it does pop up in my hand more often than I want it to, because I only have 2. So I only have 2 Herald of Orange Lights. It's a rank 2, it's a tuner. It's also a tuner that's very good. And basically, if you don't know what this card does, it's a hand negation. It's a Veiler, but better. All you have to do is discard another fairy, which is basically 95% of my deck. So you just have discard this, and another one for to negate any effect, and it can be done during the damage step or whatever. So it's really good. Next up, we have our Dark Engine, the 2 tour guides. decent rank 3 plays. Spirit Reaver, my favorite dark creature out of this whole thing, because it saved me from a very. I was in tournament today, and my opponent had Blaster, Crimson Blader, Stardust, and the level 3 Synchro. What's his name? I just pulled him from the box. This guy. He had this guy out, and it just saved me really good from that death. And next up we have 2 Card Trooper. Trooper's good. He's good for milling, getting big, helping me set up my graveyard faster. And if he dies while he's in my control, I get to draw a free card. Plus, no one really likes Trooper in Agents because I only run 2 tour guides with with my only targets being them. And someone was like, "Oh, if you mill your a tour guide, you're fucked." I was like, "No, not really, because I just banished the tour guide that's in my fucking graveyard." And that was my response. I forgot who said it though. But yeah, Trooper's really good. He sets up a lot of plays. Call the Haunted and all that. Next up are our one-ofs. It's Honest, Archlord Christia, Chaos Sorcerer, and BLS. Today in tournament, these 2 cards showed up a lot. I never have Christia on the board as much as I want to, but today she got in there a lot, so I was pretty happy about that. And I didn't see a lot of Chaos Sorcerer and BLS at all. Next up, we're on our spells. We have double MST, double enemy controller. This card is really, oh my god, this card saved me from so many games. And it's funny because they were only during the Dragon matchups. My opponent would have nothing on the board, and I would have a Gotchi or whatever, and they make a big eye, and they take my Master Hyperion. This happened twice, doing 2 different people, 2 different games. I had a Gotchi and a Hyperion on board, and they would big eye my Hyperion and swing at my Gotchi. And I'll be okay. Then I'll top deck this shit. I'll activate it, tributing my Gotchi, taking their big eye, then big eye effect, take my Hyperion back. So, and it's pretty funny. So I really like that card. It's really good. Next up are our one-ofs is Mind Control and a Book of Moon. These 2 cards are really good. I like it. I had no complaints about them. Next up are onto our traps. Triple Cylinder. This card gave me my first win today against Dragons because my opponent overextended. No, he didn't really overextend. He was really low in life, and I was really low in life. So I think he made a blaster, and he just ran into a cylinder, and it was really good. He was a really good player too. Next we have double Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. This card's really good. If you have a dead tour guide in your hand, if you have anything that's dead, and you just need that extra light monster or extra dark or extra fairy in your graveyard, bam, Phoenix Wing Blast. You do that while you're setting up for plays, and whatever problems on the board is gone. It's gone. Next up we have 2 super Call the Haunted. It's called the Haunted. You guys know what it does. Next up are our one-ofs, Mirror Force, Beckoning Light, and a Secret Compulse. Um, Beckoning Light is a good card, but it's only good late game, and I've drawn it in like the first 3 turns of the matchup, so it was really dead. Because I already had all my monsters on the board and barely any cards in my hand. So it's whatever though. And onto the extra deck. Oh, and for those of you that do not know what this means, Sic Parvis Magna, it means greatness from small beginnings. It's Latin, and if you played the Uncharted game, this is the model for Nathan Drake. Just to let you guys know that. Next up, we have 1 Armory Arm, a Catastor, and a TG Hyper Librarian. I made Hyper Librarian today against the Dragon matchup because he was doing the plants. They synchro a lot, Stardust, Scrap Dragon, Crimson Blader, all that noise. And I would just plus off a lot off of this. And whenever he was like, "Why'd you make that shit?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "It's whatever, dog, go." So he synchroed into a what was it called, a Crimson Blader, and then he was like attack, and I'm like, "Hey, book," and he was like, "Well, fuck." So I drew that extra card, and that card wasn't honest, and I just banished Hyperion for Hyperion and swung for game. Next up is our Black Rose Dragon. This is my favorite card out of the whole that's ever been made. Is Black Rose Dragon. I really like this card. I'm a big plant player. I really love plants. It's just really, really good. Next up, our level 8s are Crimson Blader, Scrap Dragon, and Stardust. Our one Mistworm. Mistworm got in there today. I'm really happy about that. I'm happy to have that card again. Next up, our rank 2s, Dagusto Phoenix, Gachi Gachi, and a Herald the Pure Light. Herald the Pure Light's really good. You know, again, if you have a dead, you know, BLS, Arcela Christia, Chaos Sorcerer, something. If you have anything that's dead in your hand, and you just need to return it into the deck to grab a free card out of the grave, is really, really good. Also, our rank 3s are Levier, Leviathan, and Wind Up Zenmains. And then for our final piece in the extra deck is one rank 8 Herodic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. Alright, and that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want, you can give that like button a thumbs up, and you can also comment and subscribe if you want to watch any more videos from me. Of course, I'm not gonna make you do anything you don't want to. Alright, so thank you guys for watching once again, and this is Justin the Legend Rodriguez signing out.